In this week's news, churches worried about religious freedom in Victoria. Links between obesity and cancer reinforced. And a timeless story told in sand.
This is InFocus Christian News and Current Affairs.
The Labor Party's decisive election win in Victoria last weekend has left many Christian groups concerned that faith-based organisations will soon have their religious freedoms threatened. During the campaign, Labor promised to reinstate anti-discrimination laws that limit the ability of Christian schools and other religious organisations to choose staff who share their beliefs and lifestyle standards. Leading up to the election, religious leaders spoke out about the issue and thousands of submissions were sent to Labor politicians. The Australian Christian Lobby is calling on Labor to rethink its policy so that faith-based schools and organisations can continue to be free to maintain their ethos. The World Health Organization says nearly 500,000 cancers per year are now linked to overweight and obesity. Women in wealthy countries are particularly at risk, with obesity being a major risk factor for a number of cancers, including esophagus, colon, kidney and postmenopausal breast cancer. Health authorities say developing countries are beginning to show similar disease patterns.
Unfortunately, what happens is the developing world picks up on a lot of the worst habits of the Western world, including the dreadful diet, lack of exercise that's happening now, and we're seeing an explosion of these lifestyle diseases in the developing world, which causes major problems because the developing world doesn't have the economy to support these diseases.
Reports from the Middle East suggest large numbers of people disillusioned with the violence of ISIS and other extremists are turning to Christ for answers. This report from Mission Network News.
The population is starting to say, wait a minute, these guys who were supposed to be our defender are arresting our family members on trumped-up charges. They're executing people. They are brutal. Is this really what we want? So it seems like they're losing the confidence of the Sunni population that initially they had.
Christian ministries working in Lebanon and Syria say they've seen an influx of refugees attending churches, and that many Lebanese Christians who were previously hostile towards Syrians are now welcoming them with open arms. Last week, we reported on the shooting of 28 bus passengers in Kenya by al-Shabaab. Local sources have now revealed more of the impact of the massacre on Kenyan Christians. According to the local Standard newspaper, a small Seventh-day Adventist church in Mandera lost 10 members in the shooting, more than half the congregation. It seems likely that the 10 were travelling to the main weekly church service when al-Shabaab struck early on Saturday morning. Regional church leaders have confirmed the deaths of 8 members. Images of riots and looting in the troubled suburb of Ferguson, Missouri have gone around the world, but what is less well known is the role of churches in spreading hope. According to CBN News, local churches saw the trouble brewing and made preparations, organising food, counsellors and shelter for people needing support during the unrest. The grand jury's decision not to charge police officer Darren Wilson with the shooting of teenager Michael Brown has prompted soul-searching among American Christians of all colours. According to The Hollywood Reporter, controversial filmmaker and actor Mel Gibson is working on a movie retelling the true story of World War II conscientious objector Desmond Doss. Private Doss, a committed Seventh-day Adventist, refused to carry a weapon and was bullied until his bravery as a medic impressed fellow soldiers during the Battle of Okinawa in Japan. Desmond Doss brought back 75 wounded men from the battlefield at considerable risk to himself. He's the only non-combatant ever to be awarded America's Congressional Medal of Honor. The shooting of the film, under the title Hacksaw Ridge, is due to begin next year. And here's another one for the Only in America file. A fundraising push is currently underway to set up a McDonald's outlet in a church. According to the 3 men behind the idea, church attendance is falling, but the fast food industry is showing no signs of decline. The solution is obvious. Their chances of success? Well, McDonald's has so far failed to comment on the initiative, and the McMass fundraising project is a long way from its goal of $1 million. 5.4 million TV viewers around regional Australia will have the chance to learn the story of Jesus' birth in a whole new way this Christmas. Equipped with a light box, a video camera, data projector and a bucket of sand, Central Coast mum and Adventist artist Tiani Page has attracted the attention of Win Television, operated by Channel 9.
I make sure that whenever I work with a large organisation or corporate setting, that the stories I'm telling, the expressions that I'm creating, fit within my spiritual value system and my worldview. My faith is a huge part of who I am. And as such, I wanted it to be a big part of what I do in Sand, in the telling of the stories.
Win Television has asked Tiani to prepare something special for this year's Christmas broadcast. And speaking of beautiful, the Dom Tower of Utrecht has stood proudly for 700 years, the tallest church in the Netherlands. For a building of that age, its height of 112 metres is impressive. The two Dutch filmmakers spent 8 months waiting for just the right morning to send up their helicopter drone and take these images. That's the news for this week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.